Okay, let's dive right into this incredibly useful explainer. Listen, if you've been working your way through the 100-hour English for Local Commerce course, guess what? You finally made it to session 20. This is it, the big one. Today, we're going through your absolute ultimate survival guide, kind of like your security blanket for the final simulation. This explainer is going to take literally everything you've learned and distill it down into a super practical, step-by-step roadmap for your grand opening.
So, what's on the docket today? We're unpacking exactly what you need to successfully run that counter. We've got the grand opening, the interaction map, surviving shop time zones, emergency language repair, the politeness checklist, and rounding it out with the ultimate success secret. 6 quick stops, and you'll have everything you need to feel completely bulletproof. All right, kicking things off with Section 1, the grand opening, and preparing for the final simulation. Let's talk about what's actually expected of you. To ace this final exam, you really need to wrap your head around 2 critical terms. First up is role play, which translates to juego de rol or simulation. And then there's transaction or transacción. Your entire success relies on effectively faking it till you make it, simulating a genuine, real-world interaction between a shopkeeper and a customer. You're the shopkeeper. You're behind that counter, and you're making a transaction happen in real time. It's not just a language test, It's a full-on customer service performance. Which brings us right to Section 2, the interaction map. Let's plot out that customer journey, right from the second they walk through your door to the moment they wave goodbye. So, picture this. You're behind the counter. Your absolute bread and butter is this 6-step map: greeting, browsing, describing, pricing, closing, and farewell. Seriously, once you memorize this rhythm, you'll never feel lost during the role play. Why? Because you're always going to know exactly what step comes next. Let's break it down. The whole thing kicks off with step 1, the greeting. Your grammar goal here? Super simple, just a polite question. A customer walks in, you flash a smile, and your go-to phrase is just, "Hello, how can I help you today?" Easy, right? Then, for step 2, browsing, we shift gears into the present continuous tense. You see them looking around, maybe checking out some items, so you just ask, "Are you looking for something specific?" It's friendly, it's super helpful, and it gets that transaction rolling without tying your English into knots. Okay, as they start shopping, you slide right into steps 3 and 4. This is where you bring out your descriptive adjectives and numbering tools. For describing, you're just combining adjectives and nouns to paint a picture, like, "This is our best organic coffee." And when they inevitably ask, "Hey, how much is this?" Well, boom, we're at step 4, pricing. You just need your numbers and the verb to be. Check the price tag and say, "That one is $12.50. See how straightforward that is? You're literally just matching a grammar tool to a specific moment in your shop. And then the customer is ready to buy. We're at the finish line. You close the sale in step 5 using future tense promises, specifically the word will. You bring them up and say, "That will be €15 altogether." Finally, step 6, the farewell. They grab their bags and you send them off with a polite imperative phrase, like, "Have a wonderful day." Honestly, if you follow this exact 6-step map, your simulation is going to flow absolutely flawlessly from start to finish. Moving on to Section 3, surviving shop time zones. Let's master the big 3 tenses so you don't get lost in time. Here's the trick. Don't think of the present, past, and future tenses as some boring, dusty textbook grammar. Think of them as highly specific functional tools. The present tense, that's for now. Use it to say stuff like, "The bread is fresh," or "We have it in blue." The past tense is your go-to tool for dealing with returns. Someone walks in and says, "I bought this yesterday," or "It was broken." And the future tense? That is purely for making promises. "The delivery will arrive tomorrow," or "I will wrap it for you." That is literally all you need to survive time travel behind the counter. All right, but what happens when you're put on the spot? Let's get into Section 4, emergency language repair, and exactly what to do when you are completely stuck. It's the universal language learner panic, right? What if you're standing there, the examiner is staring at you, and your mind just completely blanks? Let's be real, it will probably happen to you at some point. So what is the game plan when that perfect word just totally escapes you? Here is the absolute golden rule. Whatever you do, do not freeze up. In an emergency, don't stop speaking. Dead silence is literally the only true enemy in a roleplay transaction. Instead of low-key panicking, just pull out your emergency repair kit. You've got 4 fantastic phrases to save the day. First, just ask for help. How do you say Spanish word in English? You can pivot by saying, "What I mean is," or actually, my absolute favorite, Just describe what the thing does. If you forget the word for bottle opener, don't sweat it. Just point and confidently say, "It is a thing for opening bottles." Boom, the interaction survives. And remember, it's totally fine to say, "One moment, please. Let me check my notes." You can look at your folder. Just keep that communication flowing.
Which brings us to Section 5, the politeness checklist. Let's talk about softening your words. Because honestly, survival isn't just about finding the right vocabulary, it's about how you deliver it.
If you want to score high in the simulation, you have to actively deploy these 4 softeners. Think of them as your customer service magic wands that smooth out any clunky grammar. Drop a please at the end of your request. Say thank you after an interaction. Toss in a quick sorry if there's a delay or a mistake. And instead of a blunt robotic yes, use certainly or of course when you agree. Seriously, using these consistently keeps the customer so happy, even if your grammar is a little messy.
Now, combine those softeners with these graduation-level loyalty goodbyes, and you've officially mastered local commerce hospitality. As you're wrapping up, a warm, "It was a pleasure helping you," or "I hope to see you again soon," builds such a great connection. And if they're a tourist, an enthusiastic, "Enjoy your stay in our neighborhood," leaves a massive, lasting impression.
All right, the final stretch, Section 6, the ultimate success secret, and the grand opening tip that reveals what the examiner is actually grading you on.
Ready for the big secret? In local commerce, a friendly face and a polite attitude will always, and I mean always, beat a perfectly conjugated past simple verb. The examiner isn't looking for a robot. They're testing your confidence and your vibe. So if you butcher a past tense verb, who cares? Just smile and keep pushing forward. The transaction itself is the only thing that really matters. So after 100 hours of hard work, everything you need is right here. Keep these concepts fresh and keep your folder right behind that counter. It's literally your security blanket. You've memorized the map, you've mastered the time zones, and your emergency repair kit is fully packed.
Armed with your interaction map, those polite softeners, and that essential friendly face, you've got every single tool you need to absolutely crush it. So the only question left to ask yourself right now is this. If a tourist walks into your shop tomorrow, are you ready for your grand opening?